Welcome back, everybody, to episode 9 of this Let's Play series of Legend of Keepers. We're going to continue playing as the Enchantress. We just finished mission 3 in the last episode, so now we're going to start on mission 4. Now, at the end of episode 3, we unlock this hilarious animated cactus trap that applies thorns to our monsters, to the next group of monsters. And it looks like in mission 4, we start with that one, and we start with several minions that have a thorn synergy. So I am pretty excited about that. We did do that at some point with, I think it was the engineer. Yeah, one of these missions we ended up with a bunch of thorns minions, but see, you don't start with any, so I must have built an entirely new team out of them in one of those missions. I don't quite remember where that was.
It is inevitable.
We do have one talent point, so we quickly go over the talents we do have. We have the extra chance to apply, we have a 30% chance to apply an additional effect stack if you do a damage over time effect. So anytime you apply burning, poison, anything like that, there's an extra 30% chance that you will add one more stack, which is really good. That's both more damage and more time. We have the adds 2 treants to the starting monsters. The Enchanted Seeds applies thorns to the next group of monsters before they transform. So that's one of her dungeon spells she can use that then turns things into treants. And we have monsters transformed by Enchanted Seeds gain 15% additional life. So it makes them much, much tankier. So we did go down this sort of Enchanted Seeds route. So I should maybe think about using that more in this next episode here. So let's see what this point is up here. Treants attacks apply 1 additional effect stack or 2 additional effect stack. Now that's pretty good because we start with 2 already. So whether or not we use the Enchanted Seeds, this will just make they have that AoE poison that does just 1 stack of poison. So this would make them do 2 stacks of poison and then 3 if I can get another talent point up here. That's pretty useful. So let's go with that. That seems fun. And then we'll go on into this mission. It looks like we have thorns creatures as well as some various other elementals and a demon. And our reward for this will be that skeleton drake, which is pretty darn cool. Now, she doesn't usually specialize in skeletons, so I'm curious what mission 5 is going to bring to the table with this here. Now, it is different types of elemental damage, including air, which she typically has some of that. So I'm not really sure. I'm pretty excited about that. Quite a beast in terms of health. Very slow. 10 speed. That's actually the slowest monster I've ever seen. Yeah, 20 was the slowest I had seen before then. Oh, here, the Ice Impaler has 10. Just kidding. Wow, that is so slow. All right, well, let's get started on mission 4.
Path of destiny.
We start with a promotion. Exciting. Let's see here. Now, these appear to be in different orientations than before. Okay, so this has Gaia's Vengeance, a bunch of nature damage in the front, and Bounty. Cursed Seeds with the random penalties. The world's largest ice cream truck is going by my house, so hang on, bear with me for a second. Okay, so we have Gaia's Vengeance, the Cursed Seeds, which we did kind of enjoy in the last one, and the Mental Alienation does morale damage. Now, I don't think that team we were looking at is going to be huge on morale damage with the Thorn synergy. So this is probably not the ones we want. The penalties is okay, but I'm not real sure. This one won't be useful. Gaia's Vengeance may be useful. So the second group, we have Incandescent Fireflies. Deals maximum life as fire damage for each penalty applied to the target. Now, that's something that could be useful. Elemental Flaw, 75 damage of their lowest resistance in the back. And Poisoned Corpses, 40 nature damage and applies Poison Body. So when they explode, they'll give poison to their other friends. And here we have the Freeze, the ice damage and tiredness in the back. The Sandstorm that moves them around. And the Blazing Snowflakes, 30 fire damage, 30 ice damage, ricochets to the hero position behind the target if the target's ice resistance is negative. So none of these are really jumping out at me here. I think we'll go with the Incandescent Fireflies because this could be quite fun. And I think this Elemental Flaw is a nice backup plan. This is always going to be useful because almost nobody is ever going to have resistances to everything. There's always going to be something that they'll take damage from, like a negative resistance. So this will always be helpful, if not super good. So I think we'll play with this one. We can always bring in another one with that cool effect that she has where she goes and prays at that gem tree thing. Okay, so we've got... Why do I have a notification? Archivist, you have something to tell me? What's this? See, I don't know why I'm unlocking... Maybe I'm unlocking them and then they can show up later. That must be it. Rather than I find them and that unlocks the archivist. Not sure. So with our monsters, we want all of our thorny boys in the first group, and then we'll just put a treant in each group just so we have like a little bit of a backup plan. Nah, just kidding. I'll put all the treants in the back group. Okay, so we can either go to the engineer or the trainer. Thorns to the next group of monsters. Nature weakness. I think we'll hit the let's hit the engineer until we have more money. Oh, that's a lot more morale. Applies thorns 2 still, unfortunately. And this one will do 25 and longer nature weakness. That's fine. We'll take that. Here we have merchant, trainer, and engineer. We can't really afford anything. Guess we can check out what the merchant has. Nothing that we can afford. Business trip. Monsters defeat, come back. Now that's pretty helpful. I really want the money, so I think in the blood, that's pretty nice, even though we'll lose one of our thorns minions. Early on, it's not so bad. Let's go to the event here. Archaeologist. He's ringing your doorbell to claim an artifact, blaming you for looting it. He even dares to demand you donate it to a museum. Let's slice him open. And now we have our first group of enemies, so let's go ahead and pull one of our... What do we want to pull over here? Probably a tanky one, because I'll probably use the enchanted seeds for the second group, so we don't necessarily need a tanky minion in that second group. I'll show you why. So let's do veterans. They've got a health room, lots of gold, but difficulty 4. We can handle it. So enchanted, okay, thorns to the next group of monsters. Yeah, so we want this one because it won't time out. Spell room, trap, poison plant, healing room. So this is good, but when they get to here, they'll barely have taken any damage. So this is kind of a waste for them, so that's awesome. So we have here level 3 and 4 heroes to start. We're starting off kind of strong here. This is the one that deals nature damage in the back and can heal once, can't be affected by bleeding. This one does air damage in the front, applies vulnerable, can replace a penalty with a bonus. Takes less morale damage. This one does ice damage in the back, but actually hits all monsters for a little bit. Dodges the activations of the first regular trap. Okay, so that'll be the cactus, which is okay because it's just a bit of morale damage, not too bad. So if we're going to be taking nature and big ice in the back, we have very little resistance to that. We'll be taking air damage in the front. That's going to be you. Zaltus, Dothra, and Atidin. So not a whole lot of choices here since we just have these 3, so I'm not going to agonize over that. Second spell room, second group of monsters. So if we're going to do enchanted seeds, nope, that'll affect this group. That's unfortunate. I may not do that. Yeah. So we might be just going with the basic creatures here. These 2 have bad nature resistance. So we could load up on treants here. Air damage. How are you guys to air damage? Pretty resistant. Quite unfortunate. So nature and ice in the back. That's going to be these 2. And the front's going to take air damage. That'll be our air elemental. And we're all set.
I'm waiting for you.
What a bizarre trap. Traps in this game are so funny. I love them. Let's see. Damage in the back. It's not super vulnerable to these things, really. Enchanted Seeds is not really something I want to use on these guys, I don't think, but I mean, it might be our best choice just because these ones aren't really going to do real well. Nature damage and elemental weakness. Yeah, let's just Enchanted Seeds. That's certainly fun. You can really load up the poison on enemies now with the extra stack of poison we'll get from treants. This monster model is really cool. So you have area of effect discharge. Physical damage regenerates the unstable elemental by 10% of the damage dealt per stack of thorns it's benefiting from, which it has 5 right now. Or channeling, loses 15% maximum life to gain thorns 3. Maybe we'll just start with this one. It's a lot of stacks of thorns. Oh yeah, that's right, it turns into a tree. Shit. Burning spikes, I guess. And then you turn into a tree. Oh dear God. Poison leaves. Poison leaves. Okay, we're gonna get this poison stacks up really high. And also they're weak to nature right now because of the debuff we gave them, so that's pretty good. Quagmire. Nature and tiredness. Nature and nature weakness. Probably the tiredness. Poison leaves. That is a lot of stacks of poison. This is lethal amounts of damage here already. There's no way. Perfect. So we got blood, some gold, and we defended the dungeon, protected our treasure, so we get to pick one of these monsters. Now, these are pretty cool. Morale. So this is a morale-related monster, so this is not something we're focusing on this run through. The Flame Eater is always a good choice. It's just a solid monster. And increases penalty stacks, which is really nice. And we've got this Grief Weaver. This one does nature damage, morale, and poison in the front, or area of effect morale and terrified. Morale taken from attacks and traps increased by 50%. Applies poison to all heroes when the Grief Weaver is defeated. Interesting. Kind of all around. Kind of good at different sorts of things. Tempted to take this because I think it's just a better creature for this particular run through, but I want to play with this creature that I've never used before, the Grief Weaver. So let's confirm that one. Let's take a look at our creatures here now. Nobody is upset because they technically did not get defeated. They transformed into treants, and then those treants were defeated. So that's kind of a little nice secret you can pull off there with them, that they don't actually get injured or lose motivation, that is. Event, trainer, or merchant. I think we could probably hit the trainer because we have some plunder or business trips coming up. So let's go ahead and hit the trainer. Who do we want to buff up here? Let's see. You just get a little bit of power and some resistances, and this attack becomes stronger. This character is quite fun. Let's do this one. And then we don't have enough for... Oh, this one gets a lot of resistances, but not more health. Tiredness is good. That's pretty good all around. Maybe we buff up our basic treants because they're already strong in this playthrough. Oh, we can buff both of them. Cool. Okay, we're just going to throw poison trees at our enemies just over and over and over. Let's do a business trip. Crystal Skull is really nice, but I really need more money again. Let's send one of our treants away. Collectors is great. We can give them some blood, get some money. could take a course. Send one of your employees to an intensive training course. Sure. This person would get 2 levels. For 250 gold, they'd be gone for 8 weeks. Sure. We'll see you soon. So let's make sure we barely have enough monsters for this. So let's throw you over here, and then we'll send these 3 because of the thorns, and then these 3 will be second. And we're going to probably fight the veterans. We get less gold, but we get an artifact. There is a disaster room. It's only difficulty 3. This should be easy. We have 4, 5, and 4. Now, this is Merlin, the Enchanter. Randomly moves all monsters to another position at the start of the first fight. I hate it. Attacks regenerate the hero's life by 50% of damage dealt. Okay. This character, Arthur the Knight. Arthur and Merlin. Wow, straight out of the lore. I don't know about Sungroy, though. Air damage replaces a penalty with a bonus and can't be demoralized. Okay, so we're going to start with animated cactus. And then we've got our regular spell room is first, unfortunately, again. So we'll probably do... So we got air in the front. Physical in the front. You'll be fine. And then AoE nature. So it doesn't really matter where we put these 2, because I think they're going to turn into trees again. Second trap room. Poison plant. Disaster room. Second monster room. Air and physical in the front. Probably like that. You're leaking web, ma'am. So first room here. I think we'll go with Enchanted Seeds again. It's pretty fun. Explodey cactus. Oh yeah, I forgot about this again. I am so sorry, everybody. I know I'm gonna have some comments. I'm gonna get some comments about that one. Okay, so let's do discharge because you're gonna turn into a tree. Wow, it did a ton of damage to himself. Burning spikes, turn into a tree. Oh, hey, we got a turn. Poison leaves, yay. Tiredness is pretty helpful. Weak to air, so yeah, I think so. Uh-oh, they all go before me? That's not good. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Still alive. Oh, dear. Wait, poison leaves. Merlin's nature resistance is absurd. 75%? For no particular reason. Okay, nature damage would be good here because they all have nature weakness on. Morale and slowed. Won't make a big difference. Swarm of mosquitoes is physical and poison. I think. Oh, but they have they have poison stacks already. I think this is the better choice though. It's gonna hit them really hard right now. Now keep their nature weakness for a little while, which will help with the poison they're going to be taking. Oh, she's fast. Cool. Okay, so what do you do? I've never used you before. Spider Raid. Morale and Terrified. Morale taken from attacks and traps increased by 50%. We don't care about that. Poisoned Web. Poisonous Web. 28 nature damage, minus 28 morale, applies poison 3. Sure. Oh. Yeah, that would lower my morale too. Air damage and air weakness. Air damage and vulnerable. Air damage also affects heroes slower than the wind elemental. It's not very much damage though. They must have some air resistance, yeah. This character has so much health. So maybe we get this air weakness. And then we'll use the other ones and hit them a little harder. If we're alive. The air elemental is just gone. He just dies. He just disappears. This is an unnecessary damage. So it won't do anything. So I might as well use this. Oh. Oh no. I have regrets employing this spider grief weaver. Uh-oh, looks like we're going to the master on this one. Oh, your death is horrible. Alright, what can we do here? Does damage for each penalty. It's not a lot, though. Elemental Flaw would kill the one in the back. Poison corpses. Yes, just Elemental Flaw the one in the back. Goodbye. That'll tank Arthur's morale. She taunted him. He's lost some morale, so he's going to take a little bit more damage, and that'll kill him.
You'll make excellent fertilizer.
Ugh. 23 blood, no tears, 49 gold, pretty low, but we get an artifact. Ice damage is dealt to their fire resistance if it's lower. Monsters placed at the front deal extra damage per missing life percent. Monsters placed at the back perform an additional attack but lose 20 speed and start the fight with negative 50% of their maximum life. Oh boy, but there's so many heroes that target the back. And minus 50% life means they might only get one attack. And also they're slower. So I just feel like, yeah, I don't know. It feels like the benefit just doesn't outweigh the cost. But I don't do any ice damage really. So I guess I just take this one. Lost some motivation here. We might have some people that need a little bit of a break, but we'll see what happens as we go through here. Not much money, so we'll head to the event. Bloodthirsty Coach. Some kind of ogre, pretending to be a monster trainer, offers you his services in exchange for some fresh blood. One of your employees could help you lower the price. It's a... Why is it these creepy guys on a stack? +1 level for 35 blood? Absolutely, that's a bargain. We'll go to another event. Team building. Oh my god, are they playing Dungeons & Dragons? During a break, you played the famous fantasy role-playing game Houses and Humans, yeah, with your employees. They've learned a lot about themselves. +1 motivation for all available monsters. They've learned a lot about themselves. Okay, yeah, +1 motivation. Okay, black market, we can sell things. Just do another event. Slimy yet satisfying. Giant worm has oozed its way into the lower levels of the dungeon. What will you do with it once you've killed it? Sell it. We want some money. And we'll take a business trip here because we always need more money. And I'll probably... Heroes with less than 50% of their maximum morale lose -30 to all resistances. Oh, that would have been great last game. Oh, man. I guess we'll send this one off. Just need as much money as possible. Running low on minions. Whoops. Okay, so let's see. We've got our Thorns team still available here. This one hasn't participated yet because as soon as he gets back, we send him off again on a mission. So we'll take like 2 trees and we'll leave like probably a spider behind. She wasn't quite as useful. She did just level up though. Let's take her. Okay, so we're going to fight a champion. They do have a resting room at the campsite. I think that does morale. Get a bunch of gold and a rare reward. So let's head on in. So we have Sildanar the Archmage. It's got like a force or ice blade of some kind. Yeah, it looks like ice. 700 health, 500 morale. There's ice damage and frostbite in the front. Gains flame shield when they're attacked, which reflects damage as fire damage. Ouch. Deals 30 ice damage to all monsters when the Archmage kills a monster. Dangerous. This is a disciple. Ice damage in the front. Applies frostbite to all monsters that the target's life is under 50%. Removes a penalty from the start of all heroes once. And he's fast. Same speed as the Archmage. Be interested to see who goes first. And then we have one of these concertists, Pod, the the bard, low morale and actually kind of low health as well. Physical damage, AOE, and bleeding. Applies dodge at the start of each fight once to the hero at the lowest life percent, and can't be affected by bleeding. Okay, not too bad. So we'll put the thorns up. Once again, our spell room is before our first monsters, unfortunately. If we're going to do ice damage in the front, does anyone resist that? Is anyone going to survive that? Oh, God. Oops, I clicked the X. Boy, I think this character's going to go down immediately. Yeah, it's going to take 120 damage plus 10%. Might survive. No, because they'll take the physical damage, too. This monster's so slow that they'll die before they act. So maybe that's something we could look at. Put this character first. So it can make an action and then turn into a tree. We need this fire impaler as far back as possible from this ice damage. Resting room. Morale, yes. So ice in the front. I guess a tree. And elemental weakness, or nature weakness, that's good. I think we have, yeah, nature damage in the front, nature damage in the back. So we have a couple different nature attacks, so that's good. All right, we'll see how we go. Get spooky cactus. So we'll go ahead and oh, nope, enchanted seeds. Not bad health. Definitely gonna die though. Oh. 6 health. I mean, he's gonna die on the start of his turn, but that's good because this may mean the Archmage's passive won't proc. Burning spikes. Too bad that doesn't hit the front. Oh, goodbye, tree. Tiredness, that's probably a really good idea. Start stacking up the poison. That wasn't too much. But this is our last attack, it looks like. Got their morale back, which we don't really care about. Haven't really thought about what I wanted to do here. That one will basically almost die off if we hit him with that. That might be pretty good. Let's do that. So that with 11 health, he's only going to survive 1 hit now. I'm going to give himself dodge, though. But that's okay. We've got multiple AoEs here. Spider Raid. Poison Web. There we go. Ooh, she's close to death. She might die on her turn. Oh my god, this butthole's alive. This isn't going well. Uh-oh.
From the earth you were born, and to the earth you will return.
Ice and nature. The nature's really good. This is only 50 nature. Shit, what do we do? I think we kill off the one in the front first.
So brave, how quaint.
Good, morale loss is excellent here. It'll give us a little more damage. We can probably start using the life absorption. We'll do less damage, but we can heal a little bit off of it.
Delicious.
Took a lot of damage there. It's pretty scary. Okay, so we have 27 blood, 289 gold from that, and we can either take this Protean Barrel. You can only place one regular trap, but it gains multi-action at the start of a dungeon. That's a fun one. Do we want to use the animated cactus twice and get thorns like 6 on the next group of monsters? That might be the strat since we've got so much thorns synergy with those 3 minions. Gruesome Surprise, Morale and Terrified. Yes, it's this one. Cool. So now we just need to stop sending our Thorns minions away. You need to recuperate. We'll keep you in here just in case we have an event. All right, everyone. Looks like we're all out of time for this episode. Thank you so much for joining. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you in the next episode.